Hello everyone, welcome to our Timeless Sunset Tarot. Now, before we started our video, I was drawn to the amethyst and I started holding it and looking at it, and what I saw or what I felt are starry skies, and then butterflies. Actually, if it is nighttime, then it could be moths. The butterfly are usually at daytime, and the moths are usually active at nighttime. I hope I'm not wrong. So whether it's a butterfly or a moth, it's like it's under the starry skies. The term under the starry skies comes to me. So what comes to me right now is a person who is undergoing transformation underneath the starry skies. It can be you, and it can be a person who's undergoing meditation under the starry skies. And what I saw next is a person grounding himself to the center of the earth. You know how it is when you visualize yourself grounding, like having a root coming down from your feet, or sometimes from your from your root chakra. It's like a tree developing a root going to the heart of Gaia, or the center of the earth, and attaching oneself there. And somehow when you are grounded to the earth, you are able to drain yourself of negative energies, and at the same time also recharge yourself anew. So in a certain sense, it can symbolize a person who, at the end of the day, when the star starts to go out in the sky, would ground themselves and clear themselves. So it's like doing cleansing at the end of the day. Now, it can be something that you are constantly doing now, and you are undergoing transformation. If you are resonating with this one, then this reading might be for you. Now, it can be also that whoever is watching this video, maybe the universe is advising you at this time to ground yourself, especially if you are having signs and symptoms of transformation, or if you are learning new things coming from the universe. There might be a need for you to ground yourself at this time. So these are possible things, and that is what we saw from the amethyst. Now let's go to our tarot reading. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there might be a message here for you. Now let's try to see what is the main energy at the end of the day. Okay, we have here the Two of Swords. So whatever you have been doing lately, right now you have reached a certain point where you really have to make a decision. Now, decision comes from the word decidere. It means choosing one or choosing something and letting go of another. So if you're going to make a decision, for many of you, you will have to let go of something in order to choose another thing. Now, you see here again, the important aspect in the Two of Swords is the person is on solid ground, and the person is sitting as if in meditation, and she is blindfolded. So she's using her intuition. She is listening to the guidance coming from the divine and her spirit guides. So she's seated in a meditative posture, both feet on the ground, so she seems to be well grounded. it resonates very well with our message coming from the amethyst. And at the same time, when you look at it, there's a moon behind her. It means that whatever is unfolding before her, and also whatever decision she is about to make, she is in a situation wherein she doesn't completely see the things that are involved in the decision she has to make. So, in a certain sense, not everything is clear. And so, the more she needs to be guided by the universe. So, the more she needs to be guided by her inner self, through her inner self. So, in a certain sense, yeah. And it's very hard to make a decision because both swords appear to be equally balanced. So it's when you try to weigh two things, it's like choosing between two great things or two good things. If you look at it on the positive sense, if you look at it on the negative sense, you can say, well, they are also both difficult, like that. Anyway, the beautiful thing about it is there is stillness behind her. When you look at the sea is gentle, at peace. So somehow there is inner peace. And I think that is beautiful because when there is stillness within, it's easier for us to listen to the guidance coming from the universe. Okay. Now, let's try to see how this will further unfold. Don't worry because the wheel of fortune will continue to turn. So just make the choice. If you listen to your intuition, even if your mind rebels on your decision, as long as you follow your intuition, things will unfold and things will get clearer. The wheel of fortune will turn and it will turn out to be just fine. Now, this experience is something that will teach you. You see the 4 books on the 4 corners of the card of the Wheel of Fortune. It shows that this is also a moment for you to learn something new. So, welcome this experience and don't be afraid. Just make a decision. You can always later on modify it as you go along the way, especially because it is a mystery. What comes to me right now is consider it as a work in progress. Make a decision, take a step forward, and then try to see, and then make another decision, take a step forward, and try to see. Now, don't make, what comes to me is don't make immediately a permanent one. Just tell yourself this is a work in progress. No, it's a working plan. You need to have a working plan to get things rolling. Now, as you go through the experience, then you adapt to where the spirit leads you. Sooner or later, things will be clear. Just take one step at a time, just like the wheel of fortune takes one movement at a time and continues to roll. So it's like you have to fly by the seat of your pants, or you have to go with the flow. Go with the spirit. Let go and let the spirit lead you. So it's like that. You take one step at a time, make it a working plan. So don't be afraid to make a decision, and things will just unfold. Don't worry, the universe will take care of everything. Now, what is the advice of the universe for us? Be firm, okay? Be firm with your decision. We have here the Emperor, and you see him. He is also grounded. When you see the Emperor, he is grounded. He is sitting on a concrete throne. It's a little bit cold, okay? Yeah, but you see him, he's very firm. So be firm with your decision. Don't be afraid. But at the same time, be flexible. Be flexible. Like, for example, this person who is holding the sword, she can wield the sword if she wants to. The scepter also comes here. So I feel the Emperor is somebody who takes hold of his decision. The Emperor doesn't always make the right decision, but he stands by his decision. At least, for example, I made a decision right now, and then later on, if you modify it, it's okay. Maybe the important thing is to say that this is a working plan and it's a work in progress. Now, the emperor, by experience, will always modify his decision based on integrity. The word that comes to me right now is integrity. So always make your decision based on what you think is right, what your spirit tells you is right. And if it is for the good of the whole collective, then you will not go wrong. The universe will support you and guide you and make sure that things will turn out just fine. Now, the important thing here is that the emperor has an armor on his feet. So he is not only guarded, he's not only grounded, but he is also guarded. In a certain sense, he has good boundaries. He is not afraid to say no. He is also not afraid. He's also able to balance between leading people, serving people, and at the same time, taking care of himself. You need to take care of what comes to me is the goose that lays the golden egg. So you need to protect yourself also so that you will continue to lead people or serve people, or you will continue to get this inspiration unfolding or ongoing or going. So this is what we have for our Sunset Tarot. I hope it resonates with you. Let us now go to Insights at Twilight. For our Insights at Twilight, the message comes from George Sand. And the message is, there is only one happiness in this life, to love and be loved. I remember this book written by Carlos Castañeda, wherein he underwent training from an herbalist named Don Juan. Okay, and Don Juan once told him that it is important to choose a path that has a heart and to journey through that path breathlessly, enjoying the beautiful sight that unfolds before you. So in a certain sense, there is only one happiness in life. It's like that. And that is to love and be loved. It's important for us at this time, if you are making a decision, I think part of the important aspect in that decision making is to choose a path that has a heart and to enjoy the experience of going or walking through that path, of journeying through that path. So if you are making a decision right now, the important thing is make that decision with love and choose a path wherein you feel that you are also loved. When we look at the card of the emperor has armor. They have boundaries, good boundaries. Part of having good boundaries is making sure that when you give love, you also receive love. People might say it's being selfish. I would consider it as nurturing oneself, because when you are in a situation where you are also just constantly being drained, it's an unbalanced relationship and it's an unhealthy environment. When you constantly give without having time for yourself to rest, time for yourself to recover, time for yourself to be loved in return. So if we can choose between two things wherein you are completely drained always and the chances that you will be sick in the future And if there's another situation wherein you are able to give love fully and you receive love fully, if you are faced with these two decisions, I think it's very clear for you to choose a path wherein you are able to love fully and at the same time you are able to receive love fully from people. And usually these are people who truly care, and these are people whom you might consider as part of your soul family or your soul tribe. So if you're making a decision right now, choose a path with the heart. Make sure that this path will allow you to love others and also allow you to receive love from others, whether it be the animate and inanimate. Okay, well, nature and people. When you make a decision, somehow and you listen to your intuition, you do not only observe the people whom you're going to stay with, but you also try to sense the environment you're in. Because if you are in an environment that is not very friendly to you, then this is something also that you need you need to put into consideration. You need to attain a certain balance wherein you are able to love, but at the same time you are able to take care of yourself also. There is a certain, somehow, you know how it is, like in the Wheel of Fortune, you experience things as you go along the way. You will be making not just one decision, but you will have to make several decisions along the way. Now, as you make those little decisions towards the fulfillment of your goal, make sure that you attain a certain balance wherein you don't put yourself too much in harm's way, that in the end something happens to you and you won't be able to continue to love people. As you love others, you also need to take care of yourself so that you can continue to love. At the same time, you place yourself in an environment where you are nurtured and among people who also nurture you, as you also nurture the people around you and also your environment. So this is what we have for our insights at twilight. I hope it has given you whatever help you need at this time to make the right decision. And thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again next time. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.